crafters, it's Karen, and I have another project to share. This time I altered a cigar box, and I used the Prima Divine papers. I really love the soft colors in this paper, especially the peaches and the turquoise, light turquoise colors. I think it's very sweet, so those are the colors that I wanted to focus on with my box. So I used these flowers. A lot of the flowers I use are from Craft Supplies 1, and I really loved the color of these particular flowers. I thought they matched the paper and the colors that I wanted to bring out perfectly. So I used these. And then I also had purchased these turquoise flowers, which are really sweet too. And these colors matched the paper collection just as nice. So I wanted to bring out those colors from the paper. So here is my box. And I thought it came out really sweet. I was really pleased with it. This is one of the boxes that Joe had brought home for me a couple months back, or a few months back actually. And so it's one of those real wood cigar boxes. So I'll show you all the way around, and then I'll share the details. So that's the cover. And for the sides, I haven't added trim along here yet because I was hoping to find some type of a small spoon and alter it, and then use it in the front here as like a handle. So I haven't found one yet, and before I did that, I didn't want to add trim until I knew what I was going to do for that latch. I used some of my modeling paste and my reverse chicken wire stencil. And I didn't do a whole lot to the sides as far as trim and all that is concerned, like on this bottom section, because I worked the top so much that I just left. I wanted the papers to show more than any other trim that I might add. So that's the box. So the first thing that I did to the box was to paint it with completely inside and out with white gesso, and then a couple of coats, and then I went over it with my warm white acrylic paint. And then I measured out my paper and laid my paper on, and I used my gel medium to adhere the papers. I distressed all the edges, and I used, I believe it's tea dye I used for this particular box. And over here in the corner, let me see if I can't get it in closer. Over here in the corner, I took, where I had rolled it back, the papers back a little bit, I took an old book sheet, a vintage book, and I took one of the pages and laid it here so that it looks like, with these papers rolled back, the book paper is showing. So I did that. And after I had adhered my paper, on the top and along all the sides, I used this iridescent medium that I had picked up at Hobby Lobby, and it has, you can mix this with your acrylic paint, and then it gives your acrylic paint an iridescent shimmer, but using it on its own gives a really sweet iridescent shimmer. So I just used my finger to apply this all along the edges of the paper, and I don't know if you'll be able to see that or notice the shimmer, but that's what I did on the inside as well. I also used my reverse chicken wire stencil on the lid. You could see some of the modeling paste along there. And then I took one of these larger square doilies that Wanda, she's Boxy Bell here on YouTube, had given me. And I laid, and I laid it down. And then I took this frame that I had gotten at Michael's at one time or another. And the image there is one that I had found online, and it's really sweet. And I thought the colors just went so perfectly with the paper collection, those turquoise blues and the pinks. And as you can see, it's like a vintage picture of a couple of friends or sisters at the beach there. So I thought that was really sweet. So I used that in my frame, and I sealed the frame so the picture can't be removed. I just thought it was so cute. So I did that, and then I started playing with my flowers and my different elements. So I started by laying down some cheesecloth here, and I used this flower here is from Jolie's Boutique. I've had it for quite a while, and I thought the color was perfect. And then these two peach flowers here were given to me by Janice, Cleaner Jan H here on YouTube. Thank you so much, Janice. And then these peachy coral colored flowers and these turquoise flowers are from Craft Supplies 1. And then these yellow roses here and here are from I Am Roses. And then there's just a couple of other random flowers from my stash. These two are also from Craft Supplies 1, these two smaller ones. And the smaller rosebuds that all over are from I Am Roses. So I laid those all down. Over here you could see that I used my Diamond Dyes pine branch die, and I cut it with white cardstock, and I put that over here. And this piece here is from Saw Crafters, and it looks like this. It comes with these with the oxagon, is that oxagon? Or hexagon, I'm sorry, I forgot. But it comes with the pieces in here. I just popped them out, of course, and snipped off a piece and painted it and used it over here. And because the paper on the sides, you know, has the hectagon or hexagon. I am so sorry. I just completely forgot what it's called. But you could see it in the background of the paper there, so I wanted to accent that. So I put a lot of detail in the lid, which is why I didn't want to, you know, do too much along the sides. This beautiful flower here, Lydia, I Triple Dog Do You here on YouTube, created that and sent it to me. Thank you so much, Lydia. I just love this flower. And it went perfect on the box. So I put that there. And then over here, all these different seam bindings, these were white, it was white seam binding, and I sprayed each piece. Excuse me. For the pink, I used this Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist, and it's called Pink Poodle. That's how I got this color here. And for the melon color, oh, I didn't bring it out with me, but it's, I believe, oh, I'm so sorry. It's a Lindy Stamp Gang, and I think it's Kinnicky Coral, and it's a flat Fabio color. So that's why I got that color. And the turquoise color here is Ocean Breeze Blue. So I sprayed and crinkled them, and I laid them on some seam binding, and then used this flare with the little teapot on top. I thought that was sweet. And then over here, where I rolled, I'm sorry, I hope I'm not making you crazy. Over here where I rolled my paper back, I had tucked one of the small little spools that I had gotten at Hobby Lobby, and used some string all around it, and then tucked it in there. This is a Studio Calico feather wood veneer that I tucked over there. This resin piece is from Hobby Lobby. I did tuck in some, sorry. I did tuck in a little seashell here. Over here is another I Am Roses rose. I hand created this little button over here using the paper collection here, and just used some peach colored DMC floss through there. This leaf is from Butterbee Scraps, and I painted it with the warm white acrylic paint. This little flower here came from Joann's, I believe. This little spray, this little white spray with the beaded spray coming from it, is from Hobby Lobby. This pretty, I believe it was a button, but Rosanna, she's Creatively Zoe here on YouTube, had sent this to me in our swap. It's so pretty. Thank you so much, Rosanna. And so I laid it on a piece of lace and also some fibers. Excuse me. I also layered this flower here on some of these white eyelash fibers, just you know, to give it an extra soft look about it. Over here, if you could see that, there's a little rosebud in here, and I just laid one of those tiny little doves that you could find at Hobby Lobby right there. With this, in this rolled paper that I had peeled back, I tucked in, I made a small bouquet with a little cherry blossom and little yellow flower or rose and some rosebuds from I Am Roses, and I stuck them in there with the cheesecloth. This is a bead from my stash, a pearl that I put there. And then over here in this corner, I had tied a bow with this twine, and I stuck the little rose from Craft Supplies 1 in the middle there with a little yellow bead on top. So this is part of that bow, this twine. This is a seashell button that I put there. This is a doily that Lydia had sent me, and I believe it's from Julie, the paper bag lady. This little wooden dress form here is a Prima wood veneer. And then I put another pearl up on top there. And then over here on this side, coming out of that rolled paper, is some more cheesecloth, a little Wild Orchid Crafts mint colored rose. This is a seashell that I got from my seashell jar. Also, these pearls here are from Hobby Lobby, and I just stuck the tip inside there so that they look like they were spilling out. The seashell, the little rose from I Am Roses, and I just added a little bit of lace coming out of there. I went over everything with, I believe it's the diamond stickles. And this key was originally silver, and I had gotten some of them on eBay, so I just painted it and gave it some texture and laid it here so that I could hang my charms. Another halfback pearl. This banner was cut from the collection, and I just adhered it to some string. This is the glue that I used for everything. It's the mixed media glue from Hobby Lobby, and I believe it's from Canvas Corp. Yes, Canvas Corp. And this works really well on your metals and your flowers and the wood veneers and the fabrics and just everything else. It's a lot like Fabri-Tac. So this is what I used, and really great stuff. So let me share some of the detail again with you. So I thought it came out really sweet. These are the charms that I attached them to the little garment pin. I made this bottle cap with an image from the collection. This little silver butterfly Lydia had given to me at one time. This hot air balloon is from Hobby Lobby, as well as that little pink charm. This is one of those nail art little bottles, and I just left the silver glitter inside. And I made this charm, and I was really pleased with it, except for the bottom. I made the hoop way too big, so I just tied a piece of lace through it. But I really loved those beads, so I wanted to include them. And I just hung it from a scrap piece of chain that I had in my stash. So I thought the front came out really super cute. So that's why I didn't add a whole lot to the sides, because I worked the top of the box so much. I did go over everything with the coarse texture gel that I also got from Hobby Lobby. This is a lot like Snow Tex, but I believe it's a little lighter. It comes out, when it comes out, it feels and looks a lot like mousse. But really fun stuff to work with. So the inside of the box looks like this. Whoops. Let's see. Whoops, sorry. So this is the inside of the box. I used this paper from the collection, layered a couple of different laces from Hobby Lobby and Joann's. If you could see that there, I did two layers here. I just thought it came out really sweet. This is the other part of the banner from the front, and another flower from Craft Supplies 1. And for this here, I used a doily from Julie's shop, layered on some gauze, or not gauze, sorry, cheesecloth. Some of the hexagons that had popped out of this piece from Saw Crafters, I just stacked them to use them as a dimensional for this clock that I distressed and painted and altered this wooden veneer from Little Yellow Bicycle. And then I took these clock hands from the Tim Holtz tattered clock die and layered the cameo on top. And I used some of the leftover seam binding underneath there, and another flower from Craft Supplies 1. So I thought it came out really sweet. And I used that iridescent medium that I showed you a little bit ago inside here as well. And I don't know if you'll be able to see the shimmer in this light, but so the inside isn't finished. Well, I painted it, but and there's my leftover little pieces. But what I was planning on doing was, you know, I had purchased a couple of music boxes a while ago, and I wanted to put one of those music boxes in here. I have a couple of them that I'd picked up at a local thrift store. So I was going to see if Joe couldn't, you know, adhere a hole in here and, you know, see if I couldn't make that work. So before I find out if that could work or not, I wanted to wait before covering the bottom of the box. So, you know, so that I know more about what I'm doing. So hopefully I could get the music box to work in here, and when I do make it work in here, then I'll share with you how that looks. So that's why I haven't completely finished the inside. But this is the outside, and I was really pleased with it. Really pleased with, sorry. Really pleased with how it came out. So, thanks so much for watching, and I'm sure I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.